Welcome board to the 2010 Marketing Strategy Meeting. Our agenda today, we're going to go over our marketing strategy recommendations for our new ventures in the coming years. We're going to review our core business model and the challenges that we have been facing this past year, our new ventures that we have invested in recently, the project spending budgets that we have for the upcoming years, our projected growth, and also the new concepts that we are looking forward to implement in the future of our company. Our core recommendation can be broken down into 3 segments. We believe we should keep our flights business, expand investments on vacation rentals, and also cut our China losses. Now, I have the honor to introduce our current executive team today. My name is Tony Shi. I am the current Chief Executive Officer at TripAdvisor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chida Ponsequa, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer for TripAdvisor.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jade Shea. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at TripAdvisor.
Hey, everyone. My name is Madhav Sahota, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of TripAdvisor.
Hi, everyone. I'm Liam Kunwol, and I am the Chief Financial Officer at TripAdvisor.
Awesome. So first, what we're going to do is review over our current core business model. Now, TripAdvisor is currently celebrating our 10-year anniversary. Over the past decade, our team has expanded TripAdvisor, extending our business to 16 languages, over 24 countries, over 71,000 travel destinations, 92,000 attractions, and over 455,000 hotels worldwide. And we have received over 40 million reviews on our contents, with 35 million unique visitors coming to our site every single month. This covers a wide range of things that we cover, including hotel, bed and breakfasts, restaurants, attractions, and many more. Now, we're proud to be the #1 most trusted travel advisor in the world online, and we are proud to be the provider for content that is for the users, by the users. We have been successful over the years because of 3 primary reasons: transparency, authenticity, and also reliability. In terms of transparency, our site offers unmanipulated data from our users' generated content so that people can see unbiased advices from our top travel destinations. Authenticity, that covers our content is very genuine from our users. And on one survey, we found that our users write reviews because they are also the beneficiaries of our contents. So that makes our content extremely real and down to the earth for them, something that you don't see common within the travel advertisement plaster over the web these days. Third thing here is reliability. We know that 53% of all travel decisions are made based on reviews and recommendations. And we're so proud that our users are choosing us to be their primary trusted source online. However, we're not without challenges. 2 of the main issues that we have been facing as of recent are the experience with our hotel and managing partners, for one, and then also our inability to monetize the restaurant segment of our website. So let's take a look at our partners. We know what our consumer wants. They want unbiased, authentic reviews and contents on our website. The issue we face is that users don't scroll past the first 2 pages on our site. This means that a small minority of our listing partners are getting most of the exposure on our site, while other partners are not visible at all. On the other hand, hotel and property managers, what they want is visibility and a source of revenue from our site. They're even more concerned by the fact that our reviews on the site may be skewed or biased towards certain competition sabotages. Hence, we created TripAdvisor for Business, a platform that allows businesses to monitor their own reviews, address negative feedback from their customers, and also to increase their overall service quality. And we believe this is a model that is a win for everyone. Next, let's take a look at our restaurant segment. In terms of listings, we have just as much restaurant listings, if not more restaurant listings than hotels. And we have had a decent amount of reviews on our restaurant segment as well on the site. However, we have been making no revenue from the restaurant segment at all. And the problem we face is that we're known for travel, but not necessarily restaurants. And we can't necessarily have the best of both worlds because our brand can't be identified as both travel and restaurants. So what I recommend instead is first, we should add a functionality to our site to take restaurant reservations. That way we'll be able to make a service charge out of it. Second, we should also create a restaurant partner portal similar to the one that we have done for hotel partners, so that our partners can access and customize their contents on our website. That way we will at least be able to monetize the restaurant segment. So now I'll pass it off to Cheetah, our Chief Marketing Officer, to go over our core monetization model.
Thank you, Tony. I will now elaborate on TripAdvisor's monetization model through user-generated content, as well as our differentiating aspects from our competitor, Yelp, who also monetizes their user-generated content. There are three main sources of revenues, which include text links, display advertising, also known as banner ads, and subscription fees for business listings. Clicks on TripAdvisor's text links hold the majority of revenues, and this happens when users visit the travel platform and click on the check rate button under a hotel name to find the hotel's availability and rates. The links take users to online travel agency sites such as Travelocity, Orbitz, Expedia, or the actual hotel website. When visitors click on their specific link, TripAdvisor charges between 25 cents to $1, depending on the country, language, and placement of the link. The next largest source of revenue for TripAdvisor are banner ads. Due to the nature of banner ads, they tend to interrupt user experience and create clutter. However, they were beneficial for us when executed under very specific guidelines. Unlike text links that are monetized on a cost per click basis, we sell display ads on the basis of cost per 1,000 impressions. Our third source of revenue is through business listings. Business listings allow business owners to add their hotel contact information on the TripAdvisor website. This feature was targeted towards small business owners to give them the autonomy to manage their listings by adding a phone number, an email address, a web address, and coupons for consumers. In order for their business to be listed on the TripAdvisor website, business owners paid an annual fee of $500 to $10,000, depending on the size of their business. Within the subscription service, TripAdvisor also offered free widgets and additional assistance in order to help business owners with promotions, rankings, impact, and reviews. Despite TripAdvisor having 564,000 restaurant listings and several million restaurant reviews, our revenues came almost exclusively from hotel listings. Yelp is better known for their restaurant listings compared to TripAdvisor. However, Christine Peterson, our president for business, believed that we should cover local activities such as fishing charters and scuba shops in order to broaden our portfolio even further. As Yelp is more locally focused and involves short-term or on-the-spot planning, it is a lot easier for them to monetize user-generated content, as Yelp is used on a daily or even weekly basis, whereas TripAdvisor is used once or twice a year and often used for long-term planning. Peterson's proposal to broaden TripAdvisor's features to include local activities generates even more revenue via text links when consumers use TripAdvisor to book their hotels, as well as research and reserve local activities prior to arriving at their destination. This should decrease and potentially eliminate the consumer's need to research local activities on Yelp and increase the amount of time they spend on TripAdvisor. Now I'll pass it on to my colleague Jade to talk about some of the new ventures we have been working on.
Thank you, Cheetah. We will next be examining our new ventures, which are the three most recent important growth initiatives in flights, vacation rentals, and international expansion, particularly in China. Our strength is in being the largest and most popular travel site is our ability to leverage rich user content and reviews to generate leads for online travel agents and business owners through text links, which has provided high profitability and growth for us. However, we're not as popular with restaurant reviews from local communities. We are also constantly defending and protecting the integrity of our user reviews and rankings. We also rely heavily on search engine marketing to bring travelers to our site. Our opportunity are the aforementioned new ventures along with an extension into experiences. The threat we face include increased competition, disruptive new technologies, fraudulent reviews, stale and irrelevant content, as well as shifts in consumer behavior and travel planning. When people plan their travel, they often start with flights. Our flight meta search service allows us to get into their travel planning process earlier, and almost 40% of our new member registration currently come through flights. Therefore, we recommend keeping flights to attract customers, but not to expect major profit from it because of increased competition. Most consumers search the web for the lowest fare by comparing options using search sites. Even though meta search sites have become the fastest growing segment, the market leader in this segment, Kayak, has only relative modest revenue of 150 million. The field has become crowded and even more challenging as online travel agents recently eliminated their booking fees to attract consumers away from booking directly with the airline's own websites. They saw a significant increase in web traffic after the elimination of these fees. Google recently announced its intention to acquire ITA, a flight information software company used by many major airlines, online travel agents, and other sites, including us. Google's entry represents a substantial risk to us because most travelers start their search with Google. A Google search product that can find and compare flight schedules, ticket prices, and seat availabilities with reviews could entirely bypass us, and our strength and rich user content could not add much value for flights. To mitigate this risk, the travel industry was expected to challenge Google's intended acquisition to prevent it from gaining an unfair competitive advantage. Looking at vacation rentals, most consumers rarely consider them when travel planning. The lack of well-known brands, low category awareness, high complexity around rental property bookings, concerns about quality, and the lack of hotel-like services were some of the concerns that prevented consumers from considering a vacation rental. It is a highly fragmented but potentially lucrative market, which is why we recommend aggressively pursuing expansion, acquisition, and heavily investing in promoting vacation rentals. According to a study, the US vacation rental market was 24.3 billion, more than 20% of the US lodging industry revenues and 8% of the US travel market. Only 10% of US adults reported staying in a vacation rental, but the renters were highly loyal once they were converted, 9 out of 10 of which stating their intentions to rent again. And only 12% of all vacation rentals were booked online, but this was projected to grow to 22% in less than 2 years. Much of this fast-growing market is untapped and underserved. The risk is that the largest vacation rental provider, HomeAway, has already been aggressively expanding its listing, mainly through acquisitions. To mitigate this risk, we should aggressively pursue expansion, but we also need to consolidate them into a single brand to more effectively and efficiently build awareness, confidence, and trust to our vacation rental products via brand advertising. By placing vacation rental listing next to hotel listings as alternative options for accommodation, our strength and rich user reviews can be extremely helpful to convince consumers to try vacation rentals. Next, our CEO, Metab, will explore our situation in China.
Thank you, Jade. Our recommendation for the China market is to exit the market entirely in the short run and to liquidate our China operations and assets to get back our initial investment. The reasons why we came to this conclusion in terms of background context are: first, the majority of travelers in China are first-time travelers, meaning people are not used to frequent traveling and many of them have never even gone on a plane before. Therefore, you can imagine that the culture there is very different. Specifically, Chinese buyers are very price conscious, meaning for many, vacation is already a luxury. Therefore, people will always value prices more than the quality of the experience that they have themselves. This leads to my third point. Reviews for travel are valued less than the price when users are making travel decisions, making our business model therefore questionable in the Chinese market. Also, it is very difficult to find talent in China that fits our business model and needs. For our model to be successful, we require entrepreneurial mindset and people who understand the local culture and market and who are also self-starters. These talents have been proven difficult to find considering China's abundance of booming tech opportunities. Finally, we have a very late entrant to entry to the China market. There are major competitors in China that already have a strong grasp and understanding of Chinese travel. First, we know that the tech industry is a winner take all game, essentially meaning that all competitors will eventually merge into 2 to 3 companies leading the entire market. Specifically, we know of one competitor already named Ctrip, which already dominates 53.6 of the entire travel market in China. It's hard to imagine how we would be able to compete in a market like this. Looking at the risks by exiting the Chinese market, we would potentially be missing out on major opportunities in the emerging market. Furthermore, the argument stands that we can potentially find talent that understands the market well, but in doing this, it will take a lot of time and effort. I would argue that as of current, we cannot find a correct market penetration point, especially since we would be bleeding out cash the entire time if we continue our Chinese operations as they are now. So regardless if it's finding talent or if we are afraid that we would be missing out on great opportunities, it is just not smart to move to continue our Chinese operation currently. However, I would suggest for us to keep an open eye and open mind about re-entering the China market down the road when we can find a new market entry strategy and the right talent to support us. In the meantime, we think that we should hire an investment bank to evaluate and liquidate our China assets. Now, and I will hand it off to our Chief Financial Officer, Liam, to go over our finances and future.
Thanks, Mita. In these next sections, I will be covering how our proposed new ventures will impact our projected spending budget and growth, along with a look toward the future of TripAdvisor. Based on a projected operating income of $278 million for the fiscal year of 2010, we have decided to allocate 45% of the budget for 2011 according to our recommendations. For flights, we have allocated 8% of the budget, reflecting a decision for TripAdvisor to maintain a lower expenditure on the operation, while making sure to keep it running smoothly. For vacation rentals, we have allocated 35% of the budget as part of an effort to expand TripAdvisor's overall investment in the market. And for our third recommendation regarding the Chinese market, we have allocated 2% of the budget following the choice to sever TripAdvisor's operations in the market, with $5.56 million being left for the liquidation process. In addition to the budget regarding our new ventures, here's a look at the overall budget based on our recommendations for the company. With hotels remaining the company's priority, this division of TripAdvisor's operations will be working with 40% of the budget and $111.2 million. Following vacation rentals' 35% share of the budget and $97.3 million, the next largest share of the pie will be marketing, with 10% of the budget and $27.8 million, which will be inclusive of our proposed strategy to build brand awareness and evolve TripAdvisor's marketing approach. To round out the overall budget, we have flights with 8% of the budget and $22.24 million, the Chinese market with 2% and $5.56 million, and outreach with 5% and $13.9 million. Based on our new ventures and investments, we have come up with an estimated revenue projection for the coming years. Looking at TripAdvisor's projected financial growth from the end of fiscal year 2010 to fiscal year 2012, we have rounded out the projected revenues to $478 million, $550 million, and $650 million for the fiscal years of 2010, 2011, and 2012. Additionally, we have projected TripAdvisor's operating income over these years to $278 million, $340 million, and $415 million. These figures are based on current trends from the last 3 years, as well as projected success attributed to our new ventures. These projected operating incomes will serve as the projected budgets for the following years. Now, looking forward, there is one major segment that we think TripAdvisor should add to our business segment. As TripAdvisor moves forward with the focus on the continued growth of our listing service for hotels, bed and breakfasts, inns, restaurants, and attractions based on user-generated reviews, As well as increasing the company's presence in the vacation rental market globally, there exists another opportunity for TripAdvisor to pursue on the horizon. At the intersection of focus on these markets, there's an opportunity to leverage our existing platforms for listing and rental services with people's experiences in local communities. TripAdvisor experiences would bring together our users with the places they travel. Whether it is a great local chef or a guide who knows the land, TripAdvisor can utilize our existing platform to provide people with unique experiences all over the world. Ultimately, we believe experiences brought to users from TripAdvisor could serve as another viable revenue stream that also harkens to the company's core value of authenticity. Thank you for listening to our presentation. We will now be taking questions from the board and other people.